Hey. Hold on. Okay. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you
How are
today?
you this afternoon? Yes, how are you? How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. Hold on. Let me pull this other thing out real quick.
This shit's about to get lit.
I think I have too many of me in the ring. Okay. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. You just
Okay.
echoing a little bit, but I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to hold on a second. I'm getting ready to take my other one out of the whole thing. I have my phone in there too. Okay. Can you hear me now? That's better.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, welcome to Black Lounge, Black Ink Crew, Chicago, Season 7, Episode 6 review. Okay. There's a lot to unpack with this one. I thought it was absolutely kind of crazy what happened last night. But there was a lot to unpack, and I think that it was helpful towards moving on in the future with Black Ink Crew Chicago. So let's kind of start. I do have a portion of the show up. As you guys know, I do show, if I'm showing a clip of a show, we do use fair use here. But of course, I'm just going to use a clip of it. This is the portion where Ryan sat down with everybody at the table and kind of had a discussion with everybody about what's been going on within Black Ink Chicago. So we're going to start with that. If you just mute your mic, I'm going to go ahead and start with that.
Shite town, shite town, shite town. He trying to save lives. I got the walk on the water and flow. Minorities in the tattoo industry is a very small, close-knit community. If one of us is in a negative space, it's going to affect all of us. So I got to kind of get in front of this and rectify what's going on, because it can end up looking like, you know what, a portion of Ryan is going bad. Tonight, I'm inviting Second City here to be able to get everything they got going on out on the table. I text each and every one of them one by one, but they need a group intervention together. I've got myself, Ford, Don, even Steven, here as a collective to allow for everybody to just get it all out, say what they got to say, because realistically, I don't think it can get no worse than how we saw it. Yo, some Godfather going on? He's dressed in all black. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, hey.
Hi, Steven. Nice to see you.
How are you?
What's going on here?
Welcome, Trev.
Hey, what's up, y'all? After everything that happened at the convention, I had to go home and just reset. So I'm going to have to participate in this meeting via video chat.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
All
Thanks
right.
for coming.
Oh, yes. Thank you for having me. I knew it. It's a setup. So what exactly is this? Because you texted me talking about meet up, and I didn't know like the gang, the squad was going to be here.
I wanted to have a conversation about how it is. I don't know what's going on with y'all at Second City. What I saw at the convention was kind of disturbing. People saw that. I feel like y'all blew. Does anybody disagree?
Not at all. I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna just say I don't know no business that run like that. I feel like it was a lot of personal going on, and
So keep in mind, guys, the reason that I'm playing the show like this is because of fair use. VH1 does not like when you replay their videos. So I'm doing it in slow-mo and then fast forwarding it as well. And then I've got some lines across it. So bear with me but just kind of hear what's happening and then you'll get the gist of it, okay?
that wasn't the place for that to happen.
Well, let me say something real quick. I came to work as a team. We signed up as a team. I came with banners for everybody.
and that happened blindsided me. But I felt like I just had to continue to.
Okay, Drea, you laughing? What's I tell me then?
I'm laughing at her because I've worked in plenty of shops. This is one shop in particular where I can honestly and truly say the owner has no idea what she's doing. She doesn't care about tattoo artists. She doesn't care about the culture.
Okay.
You want to play the position of being a shop owner, but you don't want to educate yourself. You don't want to go to conventions. You don't
I'm sorry, that's how you feel about me.
So why, Drea, this is a collective. I agree with some of the things Drea's saying, but ultimately, Drea has to understand, it's like you're talking to the owner of your shop, and you can help out from your position, but you need to understand the chain of command. Drea, this is a collective. This is a crew. We don't have a crew right now. You know more about tattooing in the shop, and you can teach her to be that crew. You want to walk away from her, but still be a part of this and act as if your own standard don't be one what that is. That don't work like that.
Let's be real, Dre. It's about making this money. Period. Growing opportunity. This is an opportunity for legacy. This is what all this been about. Like for real. You're making all this bag by yourself. You're not here if you don't see an opportunity in being here. You don't see a blessing in being here.
I'm here for the
Exactly. So if you're gonna be here for the platform, you have to understand what it means to work past all these differences and continue to keep that going. Because right now, the way you sound, it's like y'all about to crumble y'all opportunity. Y'all about to up y'all opportunity.
Everybody.
The opportunity to be a part of Black Ink Crew Chicago is an amazing feeling. Anybody else who's able to be a part of this journey, they should just take advantage of it, knowing that people get to see their artwork, their talent, and the opportunity to see who they are as a person. But if they gonna come and be negative energy, then you're showing people that you are not worth working with.
Y'all know what team means? Team.
I do need help from a team, absolutely.
But you wouldn't have her on that team for what?
Because of our past conversations and the way they went and the disrespect level that was there. I don't look at Drea the same, and I wouldn't want to continue working with her.
What is the disrespect?
The way that we had a shop meeting in general, and the way that Drea and Kit carried themselves in that meeting towards me, I would never want to continue working with anyone.
I want to be in a room.
Char, come on. Your energy when you came in was basically like, yeah, I'm gonna get these hoes before, like, yeah, I'm gonna let them know. I'm gonna let them hoes know.
That was energy.
This my right here.
No,
and,
that's just how y'all perceive it, because that's what's in y'all's head.
And you also said I tried to fight you, which is a
Kit,
lie.
Kit.
What you gonna do? What you doing all of this and all that? What is that about?
Girl, you really finna step to me right now?
Step to you, so everybody step to you right now. I'm head on. You stood up clapping that shit in my face.
Girl, I stood up and pointed to the wall,
No,
but
you
anyway,
was doing all that.
I was not, oh my God.
This is what really happened.
Let's hear it from
I had a business meeting at the shop. Kitty and Dre walked in. The energy shifted. Charmaine, she was talking about business. When they got in, they was talking about personal.
Are you being a team player by saying that you're not going to pay what everyone else in the shop is paying?
Girl, your shop is not worth it. It ain't worth it.
I'm sorry that you feel that way.
It's not.
Charmaine got to talking about why Kitty wasn't calling her.
At the end of the day, the friendship don't have to be there. It could be just business, and that's what it needs to be. Because you haven't been there for me in the last month, knowing that my dad has stage 4 cancer and is dying.
Are you kidding me?
Princess Playback
everything.
is just like not accurate.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. And I told him this is the reason why every
So much to unpack with that. What do you?
This shit is lit.
It's lit. It's lit. I didn't even get into the rest of it because, like I said, VH1 is definitely known to do copyright strikes and stuff. I just don't want to go into too much of it, but I think I played enough where I can avoid that. But either way, listen.
Ooh, you missed my favorite part though. You missed my favorite part.
I know. So that's what we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. But let's start with this. Okay, let's at least start with this part. So,
all right.
So I think that two things happened in that part. Okay. First of all, Ryan did an excellent job pulling them together to have this conversation in the first place. Okay. I really think that was important. That showed leadership skills on his part. Definitely shows that he's, willing and able to grow both of the businesses. okay, kind of under his wing, both Nine Meg as well as Charmaine's business as well. I also took that the rest of the men for Don and even Prince were taking on leadership with this situation. Okay, I feel sorry for Prince because I think that Charmaine has completely disregarded Prince as a lead artist in her business. And I think that is going to prove detrimental to her. I think that she needs to be much more careful, okay, about how she's treating her artists if she wants the business to be successful. I mean, I just think that that's a number one thing. You know what I mean? As a business owner, I think if you have employees, if you're not taking care of your employees, you know, I mean, that's half of the business right there. So she got to get that together in my thoughts. What do you think about that?
First of all, one of my questions is, how are you gonna put your main artist and replace them with beginning artists? Is my first question.
Right.
Secondly, if you can't take any advice from one of your assistants, then what good are you? What your shop is going to fail before it even succeeds. So, and you're right about Ryan, but in my perspective, I think Ryan could have handled things a little differently. But I understand, as a boss, you pretty much set everything up how you set everything up, and you pretty much act the way however you act, and depending and in how he acted was a little bit mediocre, but I could see where he's coming from as a owner, as an artist, as a leader. But because me putting in that situation, I would have sat everybody down and with a calming matter would address the situation, the same thing that he did, right? But the first thing I would do, I would cut out all that craziness. It's like, Charlemagne, like, if you want to treat somebody like a sister, like a big sister, then you got to treat them like a big fucking sister. Excuse my language. You got to treat them like a sister.
Her name
Listen, I call
is
this Charmaine. Charmaine. Okay. but need it as it may, you would tell Charmaine, it's like, I love you like a sister, but I would tell her the truth. I would tell her the honest to God truth. I mean, regardless if you came up with me or not, and regardless if you position for 3 years ago, that still doesn't matter. I got to tell you the truth, however, if you like it or not. But need it as it may, I think he handled the situation. If I had to rate it, I had to give it a 7, a 10 out of 7. 10 meaning the best. I would have to give him a 7. How he handled the situation. But the one thing we need to talk about is the Prince situation. But I'm gonna let you talk about that because I wanted to get on that one for real.
Yeah, we're gonna get on that. So let me rate it. I'll rate Ryan an 8 in the situation out of 10. And the reason why he doesn't get a 10 is because, okay, I thought he was the complete voice of reason in the situation between the women. Okay, I really do agree that sometimes you got to look at the bigger picture, for the greater good of what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, so if ultimately we're trying to have a Black-owned empire, and this is a tattoo business, which is something that is now up and coming, but it's not, they are pretty much, a lot of them are the pioneers in this. Okay, then we, as far as Black-owned tattoo shops, then yeah, absolutely. I do think that we need to go ahead and keep it moving with that. Okay. And I think that they need to just get over their catty business. Like a lot of women do that. I mean, I can admit it. I'm a woman. I at first, when I was listening to Prince, and we're about to get into Prince, when I was listening to Prince and I heard him saying that, I even told you, I was like, well, who is he to get into Black women's business? You don't be talking about Black women. And then, you know what? I had to listen. And I was like, you know what? He's fucking right. Because the way that that Charmaine was carrying this situation is ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous and so catty, the way that she's going back and forth with these women, when she could just boss up and do what she's got to do, or hire people who she feels can really help her in this situation. She's not hiring women, or technically she has the women. And now let's go there. She has the women already in place to be able to handle them. But some
Had the women in place.
Right. But with their egos, some women with their egos, and like we were kind of talking about how Black women, a lot of times we say that Black women are very competitive. Well, in actuality, Black women feel that they have to be competitive, or they feel they have to put an extra step forward or an extra step in, because everybody's eye is always on the Black woman. You know what I mean? So she can't fail. She can't mess up. You know what I mean? So we're viewed as competitive when really we're not. We're just trying to make everything right and make sure everything is perfect. And we as women have to realize we cannot do everything on our own. In order for you to do anything in life, you have to have a team. Okay? And she has a team, but she's not taking that team and utilizing that team in order to grow this business. So I agree with Ryan when he's trying to, kind of rail them in and pull them in to get along for the bigger picture.
Bigger picture, yeah.
As opposed to all this back and forth. But where I give him an 8 is because he decided he was getting ready to bring his personal feelings into it when it comes to Kitty. Okay. And when it comes to that, I was kind of like counterproductive, like, bruh. So I give him an 8. But let's go ahead and go into Prince now. What do you think about that? Like overall, let's start from the convention to now.
Well, remember when I told you that Prince was going to be the 6th man, and that he was going to be the one to actually tell it like it is, and he's going to be the one to jump ship. Well, if anybody would have seen the video from last night, he's about to jump ship. I don't know. I mean, it's too early. It's too early to tell right now, because we still got like one more episode to go and then a reunion. But I think if she keeps this up, he's going to either go on the 9 mag or possibly to the other side of the fence. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But overall, that boy, nobody, let me tell you something. Nobody who's a female likes it when a male tells the truth. Not all women, but these particular women, not all women, but these particular women who act like Charmaine hates a man who is basically tells the truth about themselves, and it makes them look stupid. It makes them look foolish. Well, you could see the look on Charmaine's face. It was like, who the hell is this little Negro to tell me how to run my business, how to run my shop, and then gonna tell a little bit of business, but I'm gonna let you tell that part, sis.
Yeah, because that was the crazy part to me. Because to me, I knew she was making that up. Okay, about her finding his car at Drea's apartment. First of all, honey, you are a married woman with a family, with a whole child at home. What the hell are you doing out in the middle of the night, riding past another woman's house just to see if a man's vehicle is sitting there or not? I don't think that's even true. I just think she felt ganged up on, and I felt like instead of knowing how to properly interact with your coworkers and with people that are actually important in your life, knowing how to have an intelligent conversation with them and just work things out, she just clammed up and just fought back with the bullshit and a bunch of lies. And guess what? I wouldn't want to work with her after that either. So I don't blame him. Like at first, I didn't think that he was going to jump ship. Like you've been thinking he was, I don't know. Maybe use some kind of, psychic or something.
He
But
was the voice of reason. I told you.
yeah, he was really the voice of reason. But then I did feel like he let her know, like, hey, I'm not feeling this. You know what I'm saying? When it came to the situation of her not holding him a space at the booth, at the convention. He really felt some type of way about that. And she still was just kind of like, okay, like kind of situation. And he was just like, are you going to pay me? Are you going to recoup, for what I lost? Because I had to pay 50% to this man. And she's like,
Mhm.
I wasn't planning on it. Like, I'm like, wow, that's crazy because it's your fault that he didn't get paid properly. You know what I'm saying? So
She really trying to be a boss with all that, all the stuff that she does not have a handle on. She is really trying to be a boss of nothing. But
absolutely, and it's crazy.
to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think anybody in a situation like that, in a real situation where there are no cameras, would want to work with a person like that. Especially when you put, like I said, you put new artists, somebody that you have not even interviewed or haven't even sat down and have a conversation with, unless it's behind the cameras. You haven't had a conversation with. You're going to put them behind the crew that has been down with you, all right, since last season. So I wouldn't want to work with her either. And plus, uh, 50%. You think that's you think that's obviously okay to let another person that you're not even working with give them 50%? Y'all better put you on the side and say, look, on your next paycheck, I'll give you some of the money back that basically you had to give to Ryan. And obviously he wasn't happy with that. Obviously she wasn't happy with the space. Again, you're in a business situation, and you worked out a business contract with one of your coworkers. And instead of just working the situation, just getting money like everybody else, you want to be the big dog. You want to be Ryan. You definitely want to be C's, in my opinion. I don't care what nobody says. She wants to be the big dog in this situation, but you got to play big dog rules.
Yeah,
You got to play big
absolutely.
dog rules, man.
Absolutely. And I think she knows how. Um, I just think she's so boggled down with everything going on between her dad and the new baby and the husband and everything else and trying to keep up with all of that. I think her eyes are just bigger than her hands. You understand what I'm saying? Like her heart is bigger than her hands. She wants to be able to take care of everything and instead of utilizing the people around her because, as much as people might not like Kitty, as much as people might not like Drea, I mean, they're both very talented people. Kitty, I feel, in my opinion, I think she was an excellent and dope ass brand manager when she was in New
Mm,
York. Okay, I think when she came over here, it kind of clouded things. You know what I mean? And a lot of people just being, C's worshipers, including myself. I mean, I do, deal with Black Ink New York. I started off with them. Of course, they started the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And with people just dealing with C's like that, she lost a lot of respect in this situation, but hey, she's still a great brand manager. And I think if she used her properly, I think that Kitty has the ability to grow the business the way that it needs to be grown. I also think that Drea, being a dope ass artist like she is, I think she has the ability to bring the clientele, have the ability to bring the revenue to the business. And I think that Charmaine should take that all into consideration. You know what I mean? And also when it comes to Prince, I think he's a dope artist. I think that he's one of her top artists. He's been there from day one. I think she needs to treat them better. These are her employees. What is she going to do to treat them better? What is she going to do to make sure that they are comfortable working for her? It's not just all about her. You know what I'm saying? I get she wants to charge people $1,500 but they got to have a reason to want to pay that, because there's other
Right.
places they can go and pay that. They could even pay more, but they're going to get a hell of a better treatment. They got a lot more, involved. There's a lot more, on the plate for them. So you got to
Mm.
offer them something in return for that 1,500. You can't just be taking 1,500 from dope employees and expect them to just stay there and keep paying you. And there's competition out here, honey.
Shit's got to work. Everything's
Especially
got to
when
work. Everything's got to be in working order.
they,
And to me, leadership, there was no leadership. It was just more like a dictatorship. I is me. I am the boss. I am responsible for who I put in there. Obviously, you may be the boss, but you weren't in control of anything. Obviously, there were some people around you, one being Drea, the other one being Kitty, which, let's just face it, Charmaine and Kitty are both petty individuals. Petty. But if I had to take a side, I would take the one with the most experience, and that would be Kitty, because obviously what she did for Black Ink New York, she can obviously do for Black Ink Chicago. But apparently things didn't go that way because she has what's called the double side to her. I mean, I feel sorry for baby girl, but then on the other side, I do not, because I wouldn't even feel like dealing with Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. Um, with Drea, she's a very beautiful individual. And by the way, I'm gonna say this: if if this ever happened to me, if okay, you want to go to the petty side, someone, Prince held a mirror up to Charmaine's face and say, this is who you really are. He's like, oh, you're gonna do this to me? Well, I'm gonna tell this about you and Drea. You and Drea are attacking me. I'm gonna put y'all both together and I'm gonna make y'all lives both miserable. Really? So that I think it was that's Charmaine's cousin that Prince is going out with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you gonna tattletale? I know you gonna tattletale. All women tattletale. Women don't. Women always say, "I ain't gonna say nothing." You gonna low key dry snitch. You gonna low key dry snitch on dude, and none of that ain't true. None of it ain't even true. First of all, how do you know the car wasn't even working? How do you know that? How do you know they would even handle business there? How do you know how many people were in that room? It's always a woman. It's always a woman's go-to. Not every woman. Not every woman. There's always a go-to. It's like, well, you must have been cheating on her with this person, that person. Since you're gonna put me under the bus, I'm gonna put you under the bus. It's like, fall on your own sword, woman.
Right.
I bet you if it was C's, you wouldn't be doing that. Ryan, you definitely wouldn't be doing. But Ryan, you tried, but look where it got you. Look where it got you. I mean, you went and got your own little radio spot. That's cool. And then you wanted to tattoo, which I don't think that's your strong suit. But that's just me. I hope the situation gets better with the two. But if not, I've told you before on the last show, Prince was gonna go somewhere else. I told y'all.
Yeah, it's possible.
I hate it when I'm right.
It's possible he'll leave Chicago altogether, because there's two. Well, with the two other franchises, there's one in L.A. and then there's one in New York. He's young. His girlfriend is young. They don't have any kids. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they go on and do something else? He's a dope artist. So,
but how do you know? But real quick, how do you know that Charmaine is not going to stick a dagger between him and the cousin? How do you know that? How do you know that's not going to be in the next episode?
That's what we don't know. That's what we need to see. So we're going to wait until then. Actually, we've been about 35 minutes. I think this was a good wrap up. Do you have any final thoughts on it?
Heifer get right. No, this was pretty good. This was this was a pretty good show. And I told you this was gonna get lit.
Yeah,
This was a pretty good lit show.
Excellent. Yeah, I thought it was excellent. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great spinoff from what happened all last week. It kind of just brought closure to that. That's what I like about this Black Ink, is that it doesn't keep you in super limbo. It does put you in a little bit of limbo, but not nearly as bad as New York does. So I really do like that they give you some closure, a little bit pretty early in the game. But we're still waiting on, a couple of things to see what happens with Prince, see what happens between Drea and Charmaine. What will be the future of her shop altogether? Who's going to be the brand manager? Is she going to allow Kitty to come back? Or is Kitty going to go on with her business? One thing I did want to say in closing, I'm so glad that the guy from London is coming in.
Steven.
And he's going to be working with Nine Mag. And he actually plans on taking that back to London. I understand that the tattoo industry in London is major in the Black community.
Yes.
Being Black in London is completely different than being Black in America. So I know that there is a difference in that. And it's a major, major industry over there. And so I'm very interested in seeing if there will be a Black Ink London.
Yeah.
If there is, or if they can get that started. I mean, I don't know, but I would love to see that. And I'm, of course, going to be completely covering that. So, all right. Well, shout out to the chat. I appreciate Couch Potato. Thank you for coming in. TMK, I appreciate you, and everybody else that tuned in. We did have a few people that came in. So thank you guys. And thank you guys for those who catch the replay. Tune in again next week on Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern time. That would be 4:30 Pacific time. And we will go ahead and discuss Season 7, Episode 7 of Black Ink Crew Chicago. I believe we've got about 2 more episodes and then a reunion, I think.
And then a reunion, yeah.
Okay, and then after that, we'll see which Black Ink it'll go to. Is it going to go back to New York, or are we going to go to LA? Because we have not been in touch with LA for a while, since before the pandemic. So hopefully we'll be getting back in touch with them up there and see what's going on with them. All right.
I love LA.
Anything else you want to add?
I love you, sis. I'll see you soon.
I love you too, bro. Peace. And thank you for tuning in, everybody. And shout out to We Unlock for tuning in. Make sure you guys check out his channel, We Unlock Nation. I'm going to go ahead and put a link. Go ahead and put a link to it in the description if you can.
I will do that
next time, and I'll put a link to your channel and the description box anyway.
Why
right,
the hell did I?
Can you do it? Oh, okay. All right, guys. I'll holler at y'all later. Just check out We Unlock's the link in the description. And thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.